Welcome to the start of a new anime review series. This is Chillin, another world with level 2 cheap powers. Yeah, this is the most recent one. It started just this year. It is roughly about 8 episodes. I'm only reviewing the first 2 episodes. This one. Now, the company of this one is a very familiar company because, as a matter of fact, I actually had just started watching another series just recently with them basically working on it. Working on it right now. Too much movie fantasy. Yep. But not the only one. I've also watched from them is Around Chillin Dungeon, which is the 5th season premiering this year. 8-0, which had 2 seasons so far. And these are not the only ones. There's also Sword Aurora. One Punch Man Season 2. Do You Love Your Mom, and Your 2 multi-hit attacks. That's so far 5. Combatants Will Be Dispatched. That's 6. 7. The Strongest Sage of the Weakest Crest. 8. The Executioner and A Way of Life. 9. The second season of And There On My Smartphone. You could say possibly this is the 10th one. Oh, because you got too much movie fantasy. There's actually 3 more series come soon. That is maybe this company I'm planning on watching soon. One's premiering actually a little over a month, and that's Adventurous Quest. But like in the case of other anime, waiting for the dub. There's also, they haven't confirmed a date for it, but Q4 of this year will be the 5th season of Is There Around Chillin Dungeon. And at some point, maybe next year, will be the 3rd season of One Punch Man. So, in the case of these 2 episodes, they did that from the start of book number 1 for the series for this one. So, your main character, who's a merchant from a fantasy world, who, get this, apparently all demi-humans are treated as slaves, and people look at him as a traitor because of the fact he talks, because he dares to give something to a demi-human. Yes, seriously, that's where it comes from. And he's working with Associate, and then he gets just magically transported, and Associate just left there. And I bet she's wondering what the heck happened. I'm sure she probably loves seeing him again. Then he gets transported to another world. Now this I find fascinating, because normally basically when it comes to isekai like this, normally they come from Earth, or at least a lot of ones I've seen, except for 2, tend to come from modern day Earth. One came from feudal era Japan, the other came from the future. This one, of course, is from a basic fantasy world, and he's summoned with a guy only known as the Blonde Hero. They never identify his name, and he apparently gets like some blessings, and apparently gets just an average guy. So the king decides to give him a bottomless bag and just go to these woods, which are full of miasma that could kill him. And when he gets there, of course, his driver, who I think is a lizard man, or could be a dragon newt, transports him there, and he tries a conversation with him. Apparently he's not allowed to talk to him. Has one big conversation with him. He answers one question, and then he gets there, he gets out, and go to this forest. That's where you're going to live, because you get no power. So then he gets there, and then he comes across, he looks at the bottomless bag, and pulls out a sword. Very nice looking sword. That was actually made cheaply. Yes. So then he comes across 3 pink slimes, kills them, and levels up a few levels. What the heck? Yeah. And then, of course, this forest is full of miasma. You don't see it, but apparently it's covered in miasma. So he purifies this forest, and then he jumps up to level 368, and his power level is infinite. What the heck happened here? Not really known. Then, of course, he basically just, he needs to make money living in town, so basically he apparently he's got transport, but he puts in disguise so you don't recognize him. So he transports to the city, which, of course, besides Venture Guild, no problem. He tried to use his real name, which By the way, his name is Bonza. That's seriously his name. He goes by Flo. Now, normally I usually see this name for a girl, but this is a guy. And apparently this also name was Dog. So he registers the name, and then of course you hear, oh, there's this little girl who they suspect might be a demon. By looking at her, she looks like a mystic wolf. So, like taking this force, no one agrees, and of course he volunteers, no problem. He's ranked level E, the bottom rank. So he volunteered to transfer. Of course, everyone laughs because apparently, get this, transport spells, according to people there, are suspected used by old men. And then there are these 4 women, one who was a witch, basically a swordswoman, a muscle woman, a farm girl, which they feel accept she's a farm girl, and a witch who is voiced by Monica Rial. Yep. The last anime I saw her in was actually an anime right now, Too Much Moonlit Fantasy. Voice of the little girl witch. So, then they transport to Force, no problem. And of course she gets there, and the girl was like, where's my asthma? And apparently, get this, according to the hub, the talking hub that apparently that Flo has, if he tells her that he's purified the miasma, he will be murdered on the spot by the demon. And she transforms into a wolf, all the girls get away, and then he defeats her, and then she takes sort of an adult human form. And he's embarrassed, so he puts like a cloak around her, and then he makes her a white dress, which of course that's their signature attire, this white dress that she wears. If you look it up, basically this is what she wears. So, because of the fact that he defeated her, like, there's talk of basically making her, suggesting have him make her his servant. He's like, no. In the book, basically, he said make her his wife, which of course he does. Yep. So, and of course they go to town, and they just sign her up, the adventurer, and they hear about this psycho beast thing. Before I continue with this, the blonde hero is a complete moron. He complained that the soldiers he was given, which he describes as acting really stupid, incompetent, they all ran, according to his word, they ran away at the sight of these damn things. And he barely escaped with his life and some soldiers. The way the soldiers basically mentioned, he left from the rear, and then he's the one who abandoned them. Got conflicting stories here, but then he's holed up in his room. He does have an assistant named Toya. Now you're thinking, wait, that name sounds like a name for a boy, but this is a girl, and she's voiced by Alexis Tipton. Yep. Yeah, and of course, there's also a princess in the show. Her name is Kaoru, who's voiced by Naya Marino. Who does a pretty good job for 2 episodes. So, by the way, the main character, he's voiced by Mariko Ortiz Segura. Reyes is voiced by Megan Shipman. Now, that name sounds familiar because it's Anya Voyager from Spy X Family. Gray from Black Clover. Maple from Beaufrey. Yes. She was also in Freezing Vibration as Rattle. She was Mo Titan from Attack on Titan, Junior High. Let's see. She was Mary. She's one of the Dark Elves. From Overlord, Mare. Let's see. She was Nana from Death March Parallel World Rhapsody. She was Nakashiko from Card Captain Sakura Clear Card. Haruna from Death Note Grand Slime. She was in the first section of the show. She was Rita from Fairy Tail. A character named Sage from Goblin Slayer. course, she plays the character for Isekai Quartet. She's Eri from Afria from Commonplace World's Strongest. Of course, Maple. She's also La Bravra from My Hero Academia. She's going to return soon. A young version of the boy from Fire Force. She was Sasha Baron. She apparently plays Ashley Birch as Sasha. Done the reason for. She's the voice of Rose from How Not the Summon Demon Lord. She plays a character for Haruna in Slime Diaries. She's Rika from Girlfriend. Great show. She is a young version of Knives from Trigon Stampede. Akia Elia from the second season of The Devil's a Part-Timer. And Nefrius, who is, I believe, was the elf girl from Tales of Wedding Rings. Wow, that's actually a pretty good amount. It is. As for why in the world that, of course, her character she plays a couple roles, I have no idea. Yeah, but these two episodes. Well, by the way, name of the girls who basically show up later on. Of course, they fight the Psycho Bears, and of course they were saved from them. You have Barusa, who's the night girl. There is Blossom, the muscle woman, who is voiced by Vanessa Bonnet. Barossa is voiced by Jessica Pearson. Bello, that's Monica Riel's character. Uh, Barry, she's an archer voiced by Marissa Duran. And that's it for the characters debuting in these episodes. Yep, and of course they set up a house, which the girls are kind of living there for a bit, and that's kind of the 2 episodes nutshell. Great start for this one. I have about 4 more left, and then I'll be done. But next thing I'm going to talk about will be Black Butler. Which, of course, I'm going to watch one episode and then watch another anime and then come back to it. Their anime will be Remonster. Okay? So yeah, that's particularly a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe to notifications, and do not hit the dislike button. Next up, we have a comic corner. Okay? Next video. Bye.